sound issue, a sound problem, but hopefully it's all resolved itself now. And yes, very good evening to you. I'm just going to put the soundtrack on again, and in fact, here comes Monique. Here comes Monique, and then hopefully, guys, you can see us all coming on now. How's that? Can you hear me loud and clear? Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Hello,
The
Monique.
sound is very low. The sound is very low.
Hang on. Let's turn that up there. Then, how's that? Is that better?
Much better.
Good, 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 good. Sorry about that. Okay, sorry guys, we just had a few technical issues there with the sound, but hope it is all cleared now. Good. We see you all come back on. Lovely, lovely to see you. Okay, right. So, Monique, tell us a little bit about. So you're down there in Torrevieja, in Spain, and also by the picture behind you here, tells us a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit about the picture behind you, please.
Okay, well, for those who don't know, I do art, which I call healing art, because a lot of people bond to it and feel connected with it, and somehow it reaches something in their soul that needs some form of healing, and they're able to kind of sort of self heal of because of what it represents.
Okay.
So I paint with feelings. I
Right.
paint with colors, I paint with feelings. This particular painting I'd been working on for a couple of days, and then I joined the Cafe Clairvoyance on Wednesday, and I
Okay.
continued painting as I was listening to the show, and it had to do, with the planets and the astrology and all of this. But I just kept painting and painting and painting, and then the next morning I finished it, and I thought, okay, it's done. It was a little bit different from what I usually do, though I do abstract. But and to me, I'm going to move away. See if I can move away from the camera a little bit so you can see
Okay. Okay.
the the picture. And to me, it represented. It had to do. It looked like it would have been the past or past lives, and the lines would be the present or the future.
Okay.
And it was kind of like a form of communicating, letting you know what's coming in to the future. Now, I'm going to do something very quickly here. Is I'm going to flip it just to give the viewers an idea here.
I don't know about you guys, but what I can see is like layers that go into this, like you're stepping into something, like you're stepping back, stepping back. I love the way you do that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow, wow, wow,
Wow.
wow. Now you see exactly what you're looking for because there it looks like there's a spiritual type image.
Right. And this whole um it's like a vibration, it's like an energy. It's um like it's okay to communicate, it's okay to open up. And that's the vibe that I got from this.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. That is. I must admit, Monique, you do very different art to what other I've experienced with different types of artists. But I love that type where you almost like you're drifting into something like a different dimension or something like this. It's very, very unique. And even with the lines there, which you've drawn, almost look like spirally, like you're going to some sort of frequency.
Oh, I had this container and I went like this and it went on the ceiling and it went everywhere,
I
and
think
but
that was
that's
the
okay.
wrong frequency.
And it was
That was
I
the
was
one that
having
got a bit over the done with. Yes.
sometimes I do that. I have too much fun.
Okay.
And yeah, so I spent the next day scrubbing the floor. But uh, literally, it came out of nowhere. But I do that. Sometimes I need to do arm movements. I'm going to move myself back in here a little bit for space. Um, when I paint, I don't do very rarely do I do precise brush strokes. It's
Okay.
I'm letting go. I'm taking in the energy and then I'm kind of spreading it. What materials do I
Yes.
use?
What do you use? This is only Savage. She asks here. Yes.
Okay, very quickly. Number one, I make all my own canvases because I don't like the quality of what's out there
How do you
or
make
the
a
size.
canvas? What do you do with that? How do you make a canvas?
It's for another show. But it's time consuming. It's work, but I get it the way I want it with the quality that I want. So so I put 3 coats of gesso, sanding in between, and then I use acrylics. I use acrylics with a lot of gloss medium, which makes it flow. It makes it shiny, and I like that. So basically, that's it. My other paintings all have India ink on them, but this one is strictly acrylic. I rarely work in oils because I don't have the patience to let it dry,
Okay.
and I would need a bigger room. But yeah, even the painting behind me, which we can't see very well, but that's all very colorful. It's all acrylic.
Brilliant. And how long? So you've been working on that one behind you for a few days.
It took me 3 days, this one.
3 days. Okay. Well, it's. Yeah, I tell you what, it's lovely. It's lovely. I like all this. I like all this. And I find, and last time you're on the show, there we had so many people commenting in as we're live there, showing your different pictures and how they'll look there. They're just amazing, amazing, amazing. Yes. Loads more people coming in and say hello. Hello, good evening, guys. Hope you're well. And everybody's saying hello, hello, hello. And yeah, Claire Ludlow, come on, you'd enjoy this, says Charlie Banks. And Kaz Collins says, hi, everyone. Hope you're okay. Yes, we had a little hiccup here earlier on, guys, because the sound wasn't very well. So we shut down the program, run it back up again. And now, touch wood. Seems to be okay. Right. Okay. So, you're saying about India paint. What's India paint?
Oh, it's ink.
Oh, okay.
India. So sometimes I just do a full splatter with India ink because I just like how it splatters.
That's lovely. That's lovely. We all like that, don't we? We like the way it splatters. Yep, yep, yep. They're all giving a thumbs up. Yep. In fact, I hear very. What do you think about ink that splatters, guys? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right,
Many, I have to say that this particular painting, it took me 3 days, but it's layer upon layer upon layer upon layer. It's
yeah.
almost like I start and then it's telling me to go on. It's telling me the story's not done. The story's not done. The story's not done. And so I just keep, layering, texturizing, doing all this stuff. And all my paintings, I feel, have many stories within them because of all the layers.
They have indeed. In fact, when some of the paintings we've shown before, as I said here, they're just people looking at them think they're extraordinary. I also would think here, say to you that I think those stories, they've got to have a meaning to them. I think people connect with those stories there that mean something to them.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, I get a feeling and I describe it as to what I see. But like I say in all my descriptions, it's an abstract. It's open to your interpretation. It's what it represents for you. And I love this. And then the next one
Yes.
says, mine, you painted that for me. I'm buying it. Um, they feel a connection that they don't always share with me. But it's something for them. And
Absolutely amazing. So this is very interesting. Talk about your arts there. Now, Monique, tell us a bit about where you from originally, because you don't have a
I'm
Spanish accent. Now, do you?
No, not so much. Uh, I'm French. I come
Okay.
from Quebec in Canada, and then I moved to English Canada, and then for a very long time, and then I moved here to Spain 2.5 years ago.
And this is your place to carry out your artistic pursuits and ventures and wherever life takes you next.
Wherever life takes me next. That's
Absolutely, absolutely. So, okay, the art. I knew we're coming on tonight because last time we spoke a lot about your art, but I think that picture behind you there is fabulous. We're going to talk about something else, aren't we? I gather you
yes.
have some. I gather you have some tools that you use.
I have some tools
You have some.
now. Um, we'll back up just a little bit. When I started to paint, I woke up one morning and it was like, start painting.
Okay.
And I always said it's not me painting, I'm channeling.
Okay.
Well, one day, I woke up and I got this idea. It said make wands. And I went, yeah, right. I'll make
Okay.
wands now. I will show you. I had a wand made for me. Um, can't, this
Yeah,
camera
it
thing.
was. That's it. That's it. You're coming in. Coming in. That's it. Okay. That one was made
Okay,
for you.
that one was made for me. There's garnet. I don't know if you can hear it.
Yep. Let's go on
There's
it inside.
garnet inside. If this one's made for me about, oh gosh, I'm going to say 12 or 13 years ago. And
Okay.
I've had it ever since. It's got a beautiful point crystal. So, anyway, so I had this guidance to make wands.
As you do.
So I went out and I bought all the supplies that I needed and I started making wands. And I've had some beautiful wands that I've made and they're gone. They're sold. Because I make them, I use two things. I either use wood
Yes.
or I use copper. So with
Okay.
with
Well,
the copper,
that's a superconductor.
yes, it is. So I've got the crystal wand. I've got the point, right, and then it's leather that's wrapped around the copper, and then copper wire that holds everything together,
Wow.
and then uh, cotton rope and leather. So it's all natural. Um, and inside we have stones.
We have stones.
So we
Okay.
have stones. We have mostly I use rose quartz. I use lapis lazuli. I use garnet
Yes.
and aventurine, sometimes amethyst, and most of my wands have a turtle on them. I don't know if you can see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I can see a turtle. Yeah.
Okay, so a turtle is for protection right off the bat,
Okay.
and then
That's my dog. That's my dog. He's going to bark at everybody. Typical. Halfway through the show, off goes. He likes that. It means he wants one. Yeah.
and then sometimes I use wood as well, but it's all natural. And the purpose of the wand is it's supposed to become your best friend. Um,
Yes.
crystals are very important um, throughout. And here's a beautiful crystal point
Yes.
that I wanted to show out. I just found a new supplier. I keep doing
Okay.
this. There we are.
Very
I just found
nice.
a new supplier of crystal
Yes.
point.
Yes.
So I got a couple so I can start making wands again because I couldn't find some nice crystals. These are
Okay.
a lot more money, but they're worth it. So anyway, so back to the wand. People tend to people tend to pick them. Mostly I've done them in person because the person they'll just feel something about the wand.
Yeah.
Lately I was able to get one to somebody and she picked it online, which I didn't know how well it was going to work, but apparently it worked very well. And the sensation that you connect and sure, Charlie.
You got loads of inquiries coming through on this. Now
Okay.
I can see why Charlie Banks would be very interested in this, and I can see why she'd do that, and probably I can imagine some of the others there as well. Dogs are driving me nuts. Sorry. Anyway, the driving. What's really funny is Charlie saying that her dogs are going mad because of my dogs are going mad. Right. Okay. I'm gonna have to go sort them out.
Here's another one. So each each
Yes.
wand um, each wand actually takes me about 4 hours to make.
I'm not surprised. They look amazing in detail.
Uh, but the reason for that is that I cut my copper and then I wrap my leather and then I choose my points and then I pick my stones and I meditate on the stones to see which ones are going to go on which wand. And that can take a long time, until I get the right combination and
Okay.
start assembling the wands. So I've got, in Canada, I was able to
Wow,
get
how
all
beautiful.
this beautiful leather, which I haven't found yet in Spain, and yet I should be able to find leather in Spain. Um, they're um, they're just so much fun to make. They're so much fun to make,
I
and
can see why you get so much pleasure out of that.
you know,
Wow.
this one here, this one's a long one. So I've done some with actually the seven chakras on it, the stones for the seven
Yeah.
chakras. Um, for people, that's what they wanted. And so the purpose, back to the purpose of the wands is supposed to become your best friend.
I agree.
So
One of those I think would. Yes.
just just like you would take a, the crystal point on itself or something else, and you hold it, and you talk to it, you give it your, you ask it for, you give it your intention.
Yeah.
Okay, you give it your intention, and the stones are significant, so you can, like the turquoise and the rose quartz. There's almost always rose quartz on my wands. I do a lot of turquoise as well, amethyst, cornelian, tiger's eye.
Yeah.
Um, and so people, back to how they choose the wands, is that they would come to my place, or if I was at a show, and they would be drawn to a wand, and then they would pick it up and they would feel something. And all the people back in Canada, including Miss Carlene there,
Okay.
uh, and there's an interesting story about her mom with this too.
Okay.
Um, but anyway, they would feel a sensation. And it's either their arm, if they take the wand and put it by their side, their arm will automatically just rise, or they'll start swaying back and forth.
Ah.
Um,
Yes.
there's all kinds of physical things, um, and they know if it's a good feeling or not a good feeling. And they connect with their wand, and they know that once they start having a sensation, um, they truly have connected. Now, I started their wands, but I was calling them healing wands because,
Yes, I would as well.
uh, to a certain extent, they are healing. They are healing, and I've known some people with ailments who have purchased my wands, and to my big surprise, they said that they would connect and they would put the wand wherever their pain was,
Hmm.
and it would alleviate the pain. But I think that has to do with the crystals, with the energy that's charged in them,
Yes.
um, and you know keep activating your wand with the stones that are inside. And so I nobody's ever returned a wand, let's put it that way. They've bought more.
No, I
um
shouldn't think they would. So, right, people
there's
asking how do they get one? How can they order one from you?
here's a nice one, actually. I
Oh my
kind of
goodness,
earmarked.
it's beautiful.
Well, that one's for you. I was going to give it back. I was going to give it to you when I saw
Oh,
you again, but then we went on lockdown, and this one's nice. It's all mother of pearl,
wow, that's
different
absolutely gorgeous.
stones.
Thank you very much.
And
Wow.
you're very welcome. So this one is not for sale, guys. This one's for Phil.
Oh, bless your cotton socks. Thank you very much. That's beautiful. I wasn't expecting that. That's
You know,
lovely.
uh, and then I got to show you one more thing before I get into it. So I also make wands that are kind of like talking sticks at the
Yep,
same time,
yep,
and we all know
yep.
the
And
story of it. The
somewhere
talking
around
stick,
here, I've got an Indian rain stick, and that's
right?
fantastic. It's a big one, great big one.
So this one is wood. Okay, so I've whittled it and I've sanded it, and then this one is covered with deerskin. And this was a stone that I found. It's green. I don't know how well we can see it.
Yeah, yeah, we
And
can.
there's
Yes.
turquoise and there's amber and carnelian. And then for the talking stick part, I added, the beads, the wooden beads, the silver, and the feathers. And I have quite a few friends that bought these just because they like them. It's a good. So it's kind of a mixture of um, a wand and a talking stick.
I tell
So
you where I
uh,
would use one of those. Where I'd use one of those once. Use one of those ones
well,
is I tell you where I would use them. I use them when we're doing paranormal events and we want to do some energy clearing. energy in a particular place. If you've got the crystals like that, powerfully charged and your intentions right, they're brilliant to clear energy areas for the household to find out what the activity is, and yes, to go on things like that as much as it could be. If you're a healer, Reiki healer, spiritual healer, whatever, those tools are awesome, especially the copper, because it's copper is a superconductor
Sorry.
of energy. Yes.
So I've got this one too. This one's pretty as well.
Wow.
This is can't see, it's teal. It's a
Teal.
teal blue
That's
uh
beautiful.
leather.
I
Well,
tell you
maybe
what.
maybe I picked the wrong one for you. Maybe I should just let you pick your own.
Well, no, you got to choose one for me. That's the idea of it. That's a nice bit. Yes.
So
Well,
um
you say all
I got
of them.
this one. This one's interesting. I got my hands on some red leather. You can't really see how red it is, but anyway, it
No,
looks
no,
more
no.
like
You
a can.
can. You can. No, you can. It's
Can?
lovely.
Okay.
It's
So
beautiful.
it's got a rose quartz point, which is a really beautiful point. And it's got the turtle, and then we've got the amethyst, the turquoise, and the I'm going to forget the name of that, but I use it so much. This particular stone, and it escapes
I
me.
don't know.
Pink agate,
Agate.
pink agate,
Yes, agate.
agate,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And it's got this one's particularly long. Um, so yeah, so right now I've got
They
grays.
are the best
You know,
ones I've ever
uh,
seen that's been made.
are you
They're the
serious?
best one. No, no, no. I've seen ones, and I tell you what they're like. A lot of them just get twigs of wood, which is no problem with that, and they just chip into them a little bit and glue them in, and it just doesn't look like a proper job. That looks like they would have gone to a special place to even Hogwarts would be impressed with those. I think.
Oh my, now that's a big compliment.
Well, there you go. I think Hogwarts would be yes. So yes, but I think here that and something like that is so professionally designed and built. That is beautiful, Monique. I think you've got a gift there to use those, and I think they're very much about something that people would have and their treasure, and they hang it somewhere where it gives protection to the household
Some
or
people
wherever it
sleep
is.
with them. You know, they put them in their bed, they put them on their night table, they hug them. Uh, you know, bond with your wand, just bond with it
Bond
and
with your wand.
bond with your wand. I mean, it'll become part of you, you know, and touch the stones and uh, recharge it on occasion in the sun. Now, I found that I don't like to leave the suede ones too long in the sun because the sun fades them, right? But before I start working with the crystals, they're all fully cleaned and charged in the
Yeah,
sun.
yeah.
Um, you know, before I even begin, and then I do take them out on occasion to charge them in the full moon.
Yeah,
And then
good
they're
idea. Yes, there's the time to go and do it. That's right. Charge your crystals on the full moon and sometimes in the sunlight, but not too long though, is it? You don't live in the
not too
sunlight too
long
long.
for certain things because the leather will fade
Yes.
or the
Well,
so
the crystal energy itself, though, isn't it? Because you can't leave crystals in the sunshine for too long. Although that has a
that's
perception of charging it up, and the moonlight does, you still gotta, from what I gather, I'm not the master of crystals, but this is what I hear. But they're amazing.
well, thank you,
Yes,
thank you. I do
Zoe Dobie
enjoy.
says you have done an amazing job. Look at all these people here. They're coming up here and they're going, wow, look at that. That's good. That's good. So, come on in. How do people, is there a catalogue somewhere where people can look at your wands or something like this? Or how can people get hold of you to be able to purchase a wand?
Um, what I'd have to do probably is post some pictures on Facebook of the
Well,
remaining ones that I
well, in that
have.
case, then you know what you've got to do, don't you?
What?
You post your pictures into the Cafe Clairvoyance group and
Okay,
and you put all your details there, your contact details, and that's how people
okay,
get hold of you. How's that? So, guys, you know where to go. Is that nice and clear, Monique?
yes.
Good. So we expect to see some pictures, some descriptions, of crystals, and you can put your catalogue there, and you'll be a busy lady, I should think.
Yeah, I have to start again, and I also include with them. You know, I include a thing about the process
Yeah,
and
the
what they're
work
supposed
you've
to
done here,
do.
Monique, is beautiful.
You know, and then the general stones that I use. And then today I downloaded, but it's chakra and minerals. for the chakras,
Yeah.
which is all very interesting too. And if you go into it a little bit deeper, you'll find that the crystals are associated with planets too, which made me think of
Yes,
the,
they are. They certainly are. Yes.
you
Yes.
know, so there's a lot of connections that happen. So your wand and your stones, they're like a direct connection to the universe up there, you know, when you say, okay,
Yes. Yes.
you know
Because
what I
it's
mean? Like point up your wand, you know, and hug it and love it and talk to it, sing to it if you want. And yeah, it's almost like it's your connection to the universe.
yes. Okay. Good point here, Charlie Banks. I'm just going to have a chat about this in just a second. But you said, yeah, I think the next full moon is a pink one. So getting my crystals out to charge. I'm going to tell you about this full moon coming up and maybe you guys what you need to do because the intention on these will be super, super strong due to the type of full moon it is. It's not an eclipse moon, but it's the angularity it's making to several planets and how it's bringing them all in together. So you've got this intense Scorpio, this strong grounded Taurus, and what's changing in our world around us. Now we're going to evolve. And if you're using crystals or using a wand to charge things up you're doing here, you need to set your attention very strong because otherwise the energies could be either very positive, going off in the right direction, or they'll send you off somewhere else. So do make sure that wherever your intention is, and yes, if you put into crystals out to charge there, that you set your attention very clearly what you want them to do because it's powerful.
Mhm.
Quite intense coming up. Yes, thank you very much. Debs Harris says she shared it. Guys, if you could press the share button. It's down on the right hand side. To just press that button there, and that means the show goes out to other people, invite the people on the show, which is absolutely lovely. And everybody's saying how lovely they are. And Venetia says, I love crystals. That's beautiful. And yes, so I think people are going to be very interested once you share that information in the Cafe Clairvoyance group, that what people can see and how people can contact you to purchase them. And I think that would be awesome. You'll be busy, but I tell you what, they are fabulous. So how long does it take to make one like that you got in your hands there?
About 4 hours.
4 hours. That's work, guys, isn't it? Not just a couple of twigs and with a bit of wire around a crystal sticking on the end of a stick, and there you go, Harry Potter, off you go. No, this is the real. This is the real stuff.
It has to feel right.
Mm.
It has to feel right, and I'll lay out my crystals, you know, and I'll go, nope, that doesn't work. Change it around, change it
Yeah.
around, change it around, um, until it's the right one. And I don't know how I know, but I just know. So it
Mm.
takes a long time because I'm not just randomly
Yeah.
wrapping
Yeah.
stones with a wire, you
Yeah.
know.
I agree. I agree.
It's a labor of love. It's a labor of
Well,
love.
it's a beautiful labour of love to do something like that, and the colours and the techniques you used. Now, okay, I'm going to say this because I know sometimes it's going to be pointed out by some people. The people who are vegans or vegetarians aren't going to want to put leather or hide or something like that around a copper. What other materials could you suggest to use?
Well, the other thing I could do
And
is
you've got that
something
PVC stuff, which is like a false leather as well, haven't you? That
I don't I can't use something that's not natural. I
okay,
can't. It
okay.
just goes, it doesn't work for me. The only other thing I could do, is there a problem with copper? Why is there a problem
No,
with
no, no,
copper?
no, no. It's the leather. So
Oh, okay.
the vegans,
Okay. Well,
vegetarians are going to say, "Well, no, the
actually,
copper has to be there." I agree with you.
right. Okay, so I've done a couple of wands for vegan people, and what I did is I used the copper, and then I had paper, this special paper which I got in Toronto. I have to see if I can get it. This special paper, and then I podge it, and then I wrap it around the wand. Um, I'll just show you a quick example of something that I've
How
used.
interesting is it, guys? I never thought wands were so interesting. This is fascinating. Yes, lovely, lovely.
So here's special paper. Whoops, and
Oh
I've
wow.
painted. Okay, I've painted it. It's all textured, and then I've protected it. And that this one got a little bit of water damage here. But anyway, then I wrap it around the wand,
Yep.
right? And then I add the stones and the cotton and the copper wire. And so then it
That's
becomes
a
vegan.
beautiful paper. Yes. Oh no, another troll. Yes. This. Just let you guys hear. Someone called Akinola's coming on. They're a scammer. Just ignore them, block them, do whatever you need to do. Yes. Anyway, thank you there, Charlie. Right, yes, and so that paper, that artwork you did there, that is beautiful.
Thank you.
It makes it sound so simplistic. I mean, I'd look at that. I think it'd take me half a lifetime to do something like that. No, she said no. Okay, this is so interesting. Guys, welcome to Cafe Clairvoyance. My guest tonight is the wonderful Monique Dufour. She's a fabulous lady living down there in, we call it Torrevieja, you call it Torrevieja. Torrevieja. Hola. Hola. Sorry. Anyway, sorry. And we're talking artistry, spirituality, we're talking wands. And yes, if you'd like a wand, if you're interested in one, then shortly you'll find Monique is going to drop into the Cafe Clairvoyance group. She's going to chat and put the information there about the wands, how you contact her, how you get hold of them, and put lots of pictures up there about them so you can see. And as you see here, taking 4 hours to make a wand like that is fabulous. And the types of crystals, dedication, and also if you've got a wand, I think that's made out of copper, then I think the healing quality of that, the conductor healing quality of the crystal is huge. And I've actually done this a lot with people. I work as much as I do stuff here. I like healing, but I don't put myself out there as a healer. But when I use things like that, or put a pendulum near someone, and I go up and down the body and I look at the areas, it definitely tells me where the strengths and the weaknesses are. And I think of one like that would definitely guide you to where healing is needed. And so when you're using that, it would be such a strong charge of energy straight down the wand and out through the crystal into the person's energy field to be able to helpfully bring some comfort or relief. Interesting stuff. Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. Right, okay, we're going to do a little bit of this. We're back in just a mo. Okay, right. Well, would you like to do some readings? There is a delay. I don't know what's up with the internet tonight, but there is a bit of a delay somewhere. Yes, okay. Would you like to do some readings?
Who, me?
Yeah,
sure.
You? Yeah, come on then. Let's go do some readings. Okay, so some people have written in already and said here they'd like to have a reading. By the way, just to remind you guys, I'm also on Instagram on Sunday night, 8 o'clock EU, 7 p.m. UK. If you want to come and join me on there, you can do. It's live readings all the way through. And if people want to come and join me live, just like this, except on Instagram, it's one above the other, I think it is. Yes. And then you come along and, yeah, let's do a little read. So, okay. Right, Jo Gardner, the lovely Jo Gardner, she writes in, here she is, she just says here, wow, the wands are amazing. She writes in and she says, I love reading. You've got to get your wand out here and do a bit of magic with your wand. Wave it in the air to give Jo some positive
yeah. Let me pick one for Jo here.
Oh, that's nice. There you go, Jo. You've got a wand coming through. I think this is a great way of doing this.
Okay, so
oh wow,
this is the one.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Wow. Okay, I have a strong connection with someone and feel that I'm on the right path. Probably, is this right? Is this a good direction to go in? Okay, so Jo, okay, you've got to give me the vibe off your wand there, the wand, or however you would like to read to help Jo to see what we're going here. But first of all, Jo, I'd like to say to you, yeah, it's nice. It's nice here. Sometimes that you feel that we're on the right path, going the right direction. And I think here for you, yeah, I think great. It's nice to have a bit of positive vibe, isn't it? And whilst I'm talking, I've got this lovely, lovely lady, quite a well-set lady here, but full of love, full of happiness here. She laughed about all her ailments, she says here, all the things that are wrong with her before she passed over. She used to laugh at them. She used to laugh at herself in a positive way. So she didn't want anybody to feel sorry for her. So she decided the best thing to go and do was to create humour out of ailments that she was suffering from when she passed, which is very nice, but sad as well, but nice. Anyway, she's coming through here. She says here, it's like she's getting one of your wands, but she's like beating the ground, but a big stick, but she's beating the ground with a wand here. So wherever it is you're doing, I know what this means here. Would you understand here? Oh, this sounds good here, Joe. This sounds good. Would you understand it? Sometimes it's like getting your stick, and I think as much as it is beating, it's like stamping the ground here. Who is it who needs to lay the lawn? Mm, Joe, so strong. Wild woman. Wild woman. So I think here that's one of the energies I say here is to focus on perhaps this lovely lady is around you, and she says Nana. She says Nana. So I think it's your grandmother, and she's just saying here to boom. You make sure that you're the one who's in control here. So I think that's a good thing, rather than being too um too, I don't say, always agreeing to everybody else. I'm not saying you do that, but always making giving too much grace their way. You need to have your feet on the ground. Yes. How's that sound? Sound good? Right. Okay. Go on in. Far away. What would you like to say?
Well, I put the wand on the deck while I was asking for a card for Joe, and this is what came up.
Focus. Now that's interesting. Hmm. Focus.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a quick look, put the reading glasses on.
Yeah, I do the same.
Uh,
Don't worry, we're the same here. We the only thing is that they don't make Specsavers for psychics or mediums because you can't wear them very well when you're doing readings.
exactly,
Yes,
exactly.
exactly. I'm glad you're
So basically,
glad
the
you're
card meeting, and
right on.
these are for those who don't know. These are angel cards. I use an angel card deck, so
Oh,
that's
they're nice.
you
Okay.
know,
Yeah. And your there is
and
focus.
then there's focus. Okay, so it says think about what you want, not what you don't want. So guard your thoughts carefully because they create your experiences.
That's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is partly why I
Um,
think we're getting that dum dum dum. Your grandmother stamping the
right.
ground
Okay.
there.
Because so it says here, sometimes we think that our thoughts choose us, but it's not true. It's never the case. We choose our own thoughts every moment. Um, and our thoughts always have an effect. There's no neutral effects from a thought.
Yes.
Some either something you want, something you don't, but you're going to amplify it by thinking whatever it is. So it says you can learn to monitor and alter your thoughts. This is the equivalent of putting your hands on the steering wheel of your life.
I think
So
so too.
focus.
So who's got to be in control? That's right. I
Right,
agree with you.
right. So
Yeah.
uh, so basically, there's an affirmation here that says I'm now able to focus my mind at will. I hold only loving thoughts, and my angels act as my gatekeepers in establishing a steady stream of thoughts of love.
Mm-hmm.
So it's getting into the groove of focusing on your thoughts,
Yep.
and focusing on what you want. Basically, don't focus on what you don't want.
Okay. Right. Okay. Brilliant. 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 All right. Lovely. Thank you very much. So, Joe, hope it helps you out here. Yes. Got to focus and yes, keep there. You've got to be having your hands on the steering wheel there. So I think it's a big point. Right. Okay. Let's go and have a look at. I think she's around somewhere. I'll find her thing in a minute. Is Lisa Morgan writes in? She says blue. She says here, love reading. I'm seeing a guy who keeps going distant on me. Should I stick with it or move on? Hmm. I mean, should I stick with it or move on? Stick with it, move on. And Lisa, it's interesting here because this guy would you understand this guy here, when you go distant on you, even when he wasn't distant on you, would you understand it? It wasn't easy. It wasn't straightforward. It wasn't um, the type of relationship you're really looking for. Would you understand this? Because they're saying to me here, I've got this gentleman who's talking through me who had a big problem with his heart, just around his heart or just above it. Almost feels like something went wrong around his heart, not just in it. And he's saying to me here as he's working through me, he says here that the interesting thing is that he knows that you've been working on yourself a great deal, but he's also very aware that don't just be in a relationship for the sake of being in a relationship without that sounding insulting. He's actually saying to me here, he says, this guy, he says, is this what you really want? If it's you answer and you know your answer is saying here, well, maybe he's a bit like this, a bit like that, but is that really what you want though? And he's saying to me here to said that there is a guy come up in front of you where I think things become a bit more clearer, and I think you're going to find a better relationship with the guy in front of you. So, but it won't be that far though. And I think if people want to go distant, Lisa, it's their loss, not yours. Anything you would like to say there, young lady? I'll just.
Yeah, so I picked a blue wand, and I put it on the cards, and then I shuffled. And as always, a card flies out. That's the way my deck works. But this one flew right into my waste paper basket, which was clean, but it
Okay, that's
just
nice.
flew. And this one is called Answered Prayers.
Oh, that's nice. Answer prayers. So I think yes. Okay.
Okay, so again, let's go to this, and it says, "Fear not, beloved one, your prayers have been heard and answered." Okay, so the universe has got your back. It says you may not always feel this way because the answer comes in unexpected ways. So something's going to happen. It's either going to be an intuitive feeling, an opportunity that's going to appear. It could be a sign like a book falling off a shelf. So by drawing this card, the angels ask that you be extra observant uh, to the signs. So notice everything that you hear, say, think, and feel.
Yeah.
Be especially alert to help that comes to you, and be sure to accept that help.
Okay.
So they're saying it's been answered. Your prayers have been answered. So something's heading your way. That's going to be what you want. That's what I'm getting
Yes, it's
from
got
them.
to be what you want. It's got to be how the star comes across that way. I totally agree. Yes, lovely, lovely. Hopefully it helps you out a little bit, my dear. Right. Okay. Let's go and do a little bit of this. Let's go and Ashley Hardy. We haven't spoken to you for a little while. Hello, hello. I would love a reading, please. Big life events happened or happening. Color blue. Well, around this time, guys, yes, big life events are going to be going on and are going to be changing a fair amount. And I think we're going to find this as being a particularly um, changing, transforming time of transformation. Anyway, right, okay. I'd like to talk to here. I've got this gentleman who's coming towards me, and he wants to draw himself to you. In fact, I even get the feeling it's like the name of Bill or someone like this, Bill or Will, something like this here. It's by his name. A lovely wand, lovely, lovely wand. And he's actually saying to me here. He says here that would you understand here if you were looking at a lot of financial stuff moving around. There's even home stuff like home moves, things like that. It's all transforming and changing. And I think here what you're going to see is your life in front of you get stronger, but I also think here it is going to get better. But I also feel, would you understand a turning relationship? A relationship that keeps turning. Like for instance, it was off for a while, then all of a sudden it sort of come back on again. And you're, oh, where's all this going? He's actually saying to me here, he says here, the plans you start making, really they're going to have more of an effect in June or July. Those where the plans really start to happen for you. He gives me those months. At the moment, he feels here, we are going through a process of change, but the time you're going to feel confident about what you're doing is around that month. So hopefully that helps. Yes. Go on in. Far away, Mr. Four.
Well, okay, so I picked up a blue wand and put it on the,
Oh,
I don't know, this one related to Ashley.
yes.
It's got, the amethyst and the agate and, the leather and a beautiful, beautiful crystal point.
Very
And
nice.
what came out, interestingly enough, was a card called Self Acceptance. And not only did it pop up once, it popped up twice,
Okay.
you know. So, so this may not have to do with her general question, but this is what the message that the angels are coming through with today. And it says the card meaning is you are a perfect child of God, and every part of you is wonderful. Your angels guide you to let go of negative self-judgment and to enjoy being you. So the angels are saying you're being much too hard on yourself. You know,
Yeah.
you got to ease up here.
Okay.
Um, you have high standards. I don't know if this makes sense, but and high standards are good, but you have to view yourself through loving eyes. You're not perfect. You're not going to be perfect. You don't need to be perfect, right? Um, so see yourself through the angel's eyes, and you'll see someone who is perfect as you are. Um, it says here the angels see past your surface mistakes. They see the beating heart of God's child, love within you. They love you unconditionally, and they ask you to love yourself in the same way. So I don't know
Yeah.
if you're going through some kind of self doubt or something, but accept who you are and love yourself. That's the message I'm getting.
Well, that is absolutely lovely because I think actually, I think that's right. I think, yes, she says she's going to look into a property. Yes, she says here that just saw another message. I do suffer from self-esteem. And the interesting thing is, and that's interesting, isn't it? Because you suffer self-esteem and yet you set such high standards. It's like your self-esteem's here, high standards are there. Where's the bit that's in between? Because that's a bit where the energy I think resonates right. Yeah. So it's in a sense here is getting into that lovely place called your heart and going, do you know what? You're not such a bad soul after all. Yes. Just let you know, we've got another scammer out there, guys. Just block them, do whatever you want to do, or just ignore them. Whatever you want to do. Okay. Right. Yes, Deborah downstairs, she's producing the show. She says here, and I'll repeat this to everybody out there so you know who is us and who is not. Cavic Clairvoyance does not solicit readings. Please block any scammers. Cavic Clairvoyance does not answer health questions either. We don't do that. So, yes. Okie dokie. Thank you both. I need that. Yes, come on now. Come on now, Ashley. That's it. Get out that fighting spirit. Yes. Get out that self-esteem. There you go. This is a show that's going to get you in your weekend and start rocking and start feeling, hey, it's my time. Time for me. Yes. It's sometimes there's a quote I heard from someone a while ago. Why is life always difficult for me? When really you could turn around and say, life works for me. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Life works for me. Yes. Thank you very much. He has been blocked. Anyway, let's
I'll
go.
hit him on the head with my wand.
Now you're in trouble. I love that. I know it's fantastic. Okay, Venetia Colton. She writes in, and I'm just looking for a message here. It's just a little bit further up there. Yeah, she says, you got your date of birth here. That's absolutely fine. Don't need it so much on this show. She says, general reading, jobs, career, and lost my mo-hu. This is when you know what it's like when you lost your mo-hu. Hmm? I know exactly where you're coming from, Miss Venetia Carlson. Yes, we all need to find out mo-hu, don't we? Anyway, right, okay. General jobs, career, and also be direction, and colour blue. Colour blue is what I wanted. And right, okie dokie dokie. Right, yes. I'm going to start with this, and maybe you'll get a bit of understanding here. Would you understand if I said to you that some of the stuff you're going through, some of the energy of the life you're going through here is not your fault? And I say that, all right, we all have responsibilities for this, that, and the other, but would you understand here? Because I get a lot of apologies to you. Like, for example, here, the way you felt like you've been treated by people. When it comes down to things like trust, that big thing called trust, if we don't, I'm only making a suggestion here, just an observation. If we don't learn to build with trust, then what have you got to build with? Nothing. But if you try a little bit of trust and just go with step by step, pigeon steps in the way we're going here, building a happier environment, what have you got to lose? And also, if we're focusing on people abusing our trust, that's what they'll do. It's to turn it around and saying, actually, no, sod the past. Sod the past. Come on now. Let's get on with now. This full moon coming up, guys. This full moon, yes, is a bit of a banger. A banger moon. Ever heard of that? You have on this show. Okay, it's one of those moons that knocks the stuffing out of things here, but it also takes us to a place here to say, that's what was. Now we're beginning now, and now it's new. Let's start looking to the new. Venetia Carlton, I really feel here your energy is about saying, whatever is past, forget about, start building towards your future, and start building with you, and start building that strength in you, because you're awesome. Go on then.
Okay, so I picked up this teal wand.
Ooh.
I just picked it up. Okay, so which was for Venetia, and got the turtle, the rose quartz, the agate, and
That's lovely.
the turquoise in this. Okay, and I laid it on the deck. And the card that popped up it was that same color almost.
Okay.
And it's called Retreat.
Very nice too. Very nice too. I like that. Now that sometimes tells me that sometimes you've got to retreat back into yourself a little bit rather than externalizing everything and putting it all out there. You've got to be in your own heart a little bit.
Right. So technically, when the angels are giving us a message about retreat, is they're saying you need to spend some time alone in quiet thought. Clear your mind and focus on your truths and priorities.
Yes.
So it says, are you pushing yourself too hard? The angels remind us that it's a natural cycle in every living thing. Think of the mighty oak tree that grows in spurts and then rests.
Okay. Hold on,
draws nourishment
just a second.
Within.
Barking no more.
Barking no more. Okay.
Sorry about that. Right.
Okay. So the angels of message are saying, so it's like the oak tree. It's important for you to nourish yourself with spiritual and emotional food. When you're resting, take time to reflect on your heart's true feelings and desires. The angels speak to you through your heart. They'll come through. And when you listen to and honor your feelings, you'll know that it's true divine guidance and not just your imagination or wishful thinking. If it speaks of your desire to make a difference in the world. So, yeah, you got to replenish. You got to just replenish it all, and it's okay, to retreat back into yourself to get that what you need. That spiritual food, so to speak, for your soul.
Oh, that's lovely. I think that's a lovely message. That's really, really nice. Really nice. Good. Okay. Well, we had a bit of a boo-boo at the start there, where the sound went a bit AWOL, so we started. So if it's okay with you, we just carry on a few more minutes. And Carleen, Carleen Fine Art. Now, I gather this is a friend of yours. This is a friend of yours.
She's a great friend of mine, and she's such a talented artist. You have no idea.
Oh, fantastic. Carleen, I gather you're in Canada. Is that right? I think she is, yes. Good.
Yes.
Right. Okay. I would love a reading. Colour purple. Okay, let's go for this. So colour purple here. So the first thing I'd like to say here is right. Would you understand here, Colin? Would you understand about you are great at what you do, but would you understand you've got to get it out there? Would you understand about the needing to believe in what you're doing, to sell your stuff big time, to get yourself out there and do it? Because I'm picking up here, I've got a very small man who's here, very small man. He's just coming through and he wants to connect with you. He's been on the other side for a little while. He says here, he's watching you, but he's encouraging you all the time to step forwards a little bit more and step forwards a little bit more. What if someone said to you, Colleen, that what you do work-wise is awesome? That's one thing. What if you actually believed in yourself that what you're doing is awesome? You'd be in a magical life. And all it just takes is belief. And they're telling me here, right, okay, would you understand here, the lady that passed away, she was in a hospital, but you never got the chance to say goodbye to her, but there's been a problem here, for you with this. Would you understand this? Because she's just coming through and telling me here, she says that she just wants to say, please, 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 do not worry about me, she says here. Do not worry about me. But this is very mother related, grandmother related here. I just try and pick up the energy and the frequency. She's on here to give me the definition of who she is. But she just wants to let me know. She says, I passed, I didn't get the chance to say goodbye, and you didn't say goodbye to her. But she says, please do not worry about it. She says, absolutely fine. She loved you, and that she thanks the flowers that may have been sent or bought for her in her remembrance. But she wants to thank a lot about this. But she's awesome. She's there, and she also wants to say to me here. She says, yes, she understands. Yeah, and she also says to me here. She says, just get this on a go here. She says here, this is about because your life took a few steps backwards. She says here, got to bring it forward on now. Got to bring it on. Got to bring it on. That's our message to you. Come on, bring it on. Bring your life on. I think you'll have a great time. And I know there was an area that you used to live in, she's telling me here, which has changed. You're now living somewhere else, but you want to go to somewhere. I get the feeling you just need to start, rather than doing the hopium stuff, get on with the making the tracks, and I think you'll do it. In which case, great stuff. Brilliant. Right, Gordon, you'll go.
Okay, my lovely, lovely friend Carlene. Two
Carlene,
cards.
Carlene, Khalid. Good evening.
Carlene.
Yes.
They just so the first one that popped out of the deck is
Oh,
called Celebration,
okay.
and for some reason, Enchantment popped out as well.
Oh, lovely. Lovely.
Yeah. Okay. So we're looking here at celebration, which means good news. Cause for celebration is here, and it's time for you to enjoy the fruits of your labor. And you got to get out there, Carlene. You got to
You
get
got to
out
get
there and
out
sell
there.
your.
That's it. You got to
Uh,
get out there.
the angels want you to know this is a light-filled time in your life. You have been working towards making changes, and your intentions are now manifested into form. Um, this is the time to fill your heart with a warm feeling of gratitude. The angels ask you through this card to hold strong in this gratitude. You are like a gardener who plants seeds and nurtures them because she has faith that her labors will yield new growth.
That's lovely.
And the angels say that they're your co-gardeners who help you tend to your crops. Um, so, a recap here of the second. So it's saying celebrate, and I know how talented you are, and I know how hard you've worked, and I know how many souls you touch. Get out there, Carlene. Just do it. The other card that popped up was the enchantment, and maybe you're being a little bit hard on yourself because it says recapture your childlike sense of wonder and awe, view the world as a magical place. And I know you do that a lot. It comes through in your work, but they're saying just focus on that a little bit more. The angels ask you to recapture your magical sense of remembering that a miraculous power surrounds you. And the angels do help you with anything small or large. Um, they want to support you so you're free of worries, and that way you exude the joy and wonder of children who trust they are taken care of. So don't be afraid to ask the angels. They're there. Just let them come in.
That's beautiful. I think that's lovely. That's absolutely lovely. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant. Okie dokie. I think it's been a lovely, lovely evening. There's a few things I was going to say before we go. Oh, yes. Carlene, here's what I'd like you to do. See where it says Cafe Clairvoyance. Look under Cafe Networking. Because to help you, we've got a big group that goes around now. We do stuff a lot online, but we also bring people together in groups to work with positivity, how to overcome shyness, how to overcome difficult things that we have trying to get ourselves moving, and how sometimes we just need a bit of support around us and like-minded people who are not going to judge us. So that's what we do. Cafe Networking. Cafe Networking here, and maybe that can help you. And myself and Deborah, and also a lovely lady called Mila, we work on this together. Good. Okay, right. That is absolutely fabulous. Thank you so much. So much for joining us. Monique's been a lovely, lovely evening.
It's always fun.
It's always fun. I think your wands are awesome. They are amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I think here to see those there and what they do, that is just incredible. I think, guys, Kevin Networking Group, if you're not in it already, go enjoy Kevin Networking. And I think here, what's eight? Eight? Sorry, so I don't know what that is there. Okay, 8. Have I said something wrong? I had done. Anyway, Cafe Networking Group. We're on at on Monday. We are on at 6 o'clock in the evening doing a live interview with a fabulous guy called Andy Mills Brown. This is 6 o'clock EU. Is going to be 6 o'clock EU, 5 o'clock UK. This guy is the head of Tag Talent. Tag Talent is one of the biggest entertainment agencies. He has connections with Disney, with Warner Brothers, loads of others. I'm even I think it's Fox and a few others, things like that. But we're going to be interviewing him to find out what it is, what goes on in his mindset that got him to the place that he is, and what he believes, and how he approaches interviews, and how he does public speaking, and all this. And he's an amazing guy who's going to be joining us. So it's Cafe Networking, 6 o'clock Monday evening. Okay, right, and that's good. On Sunday, I'm on Instagram 8 o'clock, and Monique has been absolutely fabulous. And I think you have a terrific weekend yourself. Loads of love from us. Give loads of love to your friends and loved ones down there. Thank you very much. And everybody for joining us. Thank you very much indeed. And also, your sister has just come online as well. Just says here, Monique is awesome. Monique is awesome. So your sister's come online. She's all the way from Canada as well, isn't she? Fabulous.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Thank you for joining us tonight, guys, and see you for the next Cafe Clairvoyance show is on Wednesday, 11 o'clock in the morning EU, 10 a.m. UK. So that's next Wednesday. But guys, see you soon. Fabulous. Well, I love you. Take care, Monique. Loads of love to you.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.